What's up, everybody? You probably came to this video because you're thinking of getting an Indian Challenger or wondering about it. I actually was able to rent this one here locally. My Indian dealer, and I'm in Albuquerque, New Mexico, allows you to rent bikes. Maybe the minimum was 2 hours, but you could do it for 2 hours. I bet you they would actually let you rent it for an hour. So I was in between the Road Glide or the Indian Challenger. I was able to test drive the Road Glide. I'm of a large stature, at 5'7". It's, my feet easily touch the ground. So, choosing which bike would actually fit me better was a big thing. I had test rode the Challenger before, and then I actually found one available in Reno. And I was going to fly out to Reno to get it, and to practice and get prepared, I went and rented this one. If you guys are in between or wanting to size up a bike or wondering, maybe you're starting a smaller frame like a Sportster or a Scout, and you're talking about going to like a Softail or a Chief, but you're not sure if you should just go full touring, I think a great option is to actually rent a motorcycle. So you can get the extra insurance. It's not your bike, so if you're worried about that kind of stuff, dropping or whatever, well, it's not your bike, and you pay the extra for insurance, and it's not outrageously expensive to do. Take a weekend, take a break, go rent the bike, have fun on it, see what it's like. That's what I did, and I fell in love with the Challenger. I was a Harley fanboy hardcore, and I had always loved it, and I was pretty much set on the Road Glide until I took out the Challenger. And I realized, people don't like to say a forever bike, but this is going to be my forever bike. I'm going to have this bike for years. And so I really wanted to get some miles in on the Challenger before I, set on a trek back home that was like 800 miles. So I rented this bike. This was a 2003 Indian Challenger. It's a limited. That's just the model specification. It's in, let me see the color here, maroon metallic. Some of the features, on these bikes, the horsepower is 122 and the peak torque is 128 foot per pound. It has a 6-gallon fuel tank, which pretty much I can tell you just from traveling, I can do about 200 miles before I need a break, and it still has miles to go. This bike is so nimble and so easy to use. That's why I ended up getting it. But this is some filming from when I took the actual Challenger that I rented out for a drive. So, if you're wondering about renting a bike, check out the websites for the places in your town. There's also people that rent out their bike. I forgot which websites, but just type in motorcycle rental and then insert your city. But people rent out their motorcycles. I do encourage you guys to get additional insurance, even if you don't use it, for the mindset or the comfort, so that in the back of your head you're not worried about what happens if you drop the bike. Now, always look at what your copay would be and make sure that you can afford that. Don't go with cheap insurance that has a high deductible if you yourself can't afford it, because it'll drive you nuts if trying to cover that or pay for that, and it's going to be a big fight that's just not worth it. But I do encourage anyone watching this, if you are interested in a new motorcycle, see about going for a test ride if you can. A lot of times, if you don't have a motorcycle, well, I think you have to have a motorcycle endorsement, but if you're nervous or not sure, someone's from the dealership will ride with you. If that makes you uncomfortable, it kind of did to me. I kind of wanted just to have my mistakes with myself where someone's not watching me. So that's why I rented, but you can always test ride bikes. Indian and Harley do what's called demo days, where they bring out a fleet of motorcycles and you can kind of try them out. You typically ride a route with one of the employees. They take you a certain way for you to try it out. If you are nervous about this, it's maybe not something for you. At least go sit on the motorcycles you're thinking about. I do recommend riding motorcycles before buying them. I've done it where I purchased something sight unseen or just sat on a motorcycle. And while they're great, and you can really get into it, you're pretty much sold, at least for me, on the looks of it. And a perfect example, honestly, is the Indian Challenger. I was kind of set on a Road Glide. I love the look of Road Glides. I still do. But riding the Challenger, it completely changed my mind. I was sold. It is a comfortable bike. It had pretty much everything that I needed on it. I didn't need to do any upgrades. I don't have a show bike. I ride my bikes. Sometimes I say ride, not ripe. Ride them. Don't keep them where they're ripe and ready to go. They're meant to go and enjoy, unless you're into show bikes or trying to do Vikla or, choppers, things like that. The motorcycling that I do is riding as a break. But anyway, check out this video. I'm going to add a song. It's a bizarre song, but I found it on the actual Pixabay free music. It's from a band called Scoopski the Band, and the song is Elon Send Me to Mars. So enjoy this footage. I'm riding around Rio Grande and Albuquerque, New Mexico. I think I hit part of Route 66, and I'm just, checking out and renting this 2023 Indian Challenger Limited and giving it a shot. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys.
Sitting at a red light and some jerk decides to randomly give me the finger. I've never seen this guy in my life. Man, humans freaking suck and our stench really lingers. What can I do? What can I say? Nothing seems to go my way. I've gotta find a better place. Another ball of gas is calling my name. I know it's kind of drastic, but I've got plans to make a big move. You wanna know just where to? Well, let me tell you now. Elon sent me to Mars, 'cause life is just too bizarre for me on Earth. So let's be up to the stars in an electric car, yeah. Oh, I'm putting my faith in you. Scrolling through my news feed and some idiots are blabbing about facts and figures. I chime in and state my case, then they're all freaking out like I pulled a trigger. To the moon, normies say, but I'm aiming further away. I'll have a home, a Martian made, and no human beings up in my face. I know it's kind of crazy, but I've wanted to go there since I was 2. I'm strapping on my spacesuit. Goodbye, world I knew. Elon sent me to Mars, 'cause life is just too bizarre for me on Earth. So let's be up to the stars in an electric car, yeah. Oh, I'm putting my faith in you. When the planet turns its back on you, occupy Mars and start anew.